Hi there, foodies. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm making some Trini corn pie, a really delicious side dish. I first had this at my sister-in-law's house. She made this and it was absolutely delicious. So I want to share it with you guys. All right, let's get into it. Okay guys, so first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna saute some vegetables. So we are using some butter because the butter is gonna make it really flavorful and rich. Okay, and so let's melt that off and then we will add some vegetables. Now, from what I've heard, different chefs or different cooks will add different types of vegetables. I added these vegetables because of the flavor that you'll get from it and the color. Okay, you could even add green peas, you could add different types of peppers, you could even add more veggies than I did. If you want the corn pie to have a lot of brilliant colors, then go ahead and add a lot of different colors in there. So we don't want these to brown, we just want them to saute gently over a medium heat. Now we are going to be going in with some evaporated milk. So pour that in and then just keep stirring. We're going to add some more ingredients. One of the main ingredients is cornmeal. So instead of adding dry cornmeal straight to the pot, when I'm doing anything like this, I prefer to mix the cornmeal in some liquid because I find that it just gives you a smoother finish to whatever dish you're making. So I mixed it with half of the milk and then I'm going to add it into the mixture on the stove. And all the ingredients are going to be listed below in the description. So instead of adding water to the cornmeal, I just added some of the milk to the pot and then some of the milk was mixed with the cornmeal. Going in with some black pepper because you need to season this, guys. It needs to be very flavorful. You could even add some Maggi Allpurpose seasoning to this. You know, that would definitely work. So I'm adding some black pepper and salt and some paprika. You could add some onion powder too, right? So let's get this cornmeal in here, but you have to make sure you keep stirring because if you don't stir this thing, it's just gonna be one big lumpy mess. All right, so right now my heat is low. Okay, so it's gonna be quite easy for me. If you have your heat too high, then it's just gonna be pretty lumpy. So stir all of that in to make sure everything is incorporated well. So this is corn pie, right? So we can't leave out the corn. So we're going in with some corn here. So this is gonna introduce some texture. The cream style corn is gonna give it that moisture, that richness. And then the whole grain corn is gonna give it that texture. And then I add some scallion because that's gonna give it a lot of flavor. So I want this to be very rich. Okay, so I'm going to go in with some heavy cream and you can use all evaporated milk if you want, but I'm adding some heavy cream just to make this even richer. I remember when she made it, it was just really nice and tender and moist, and then the top was nice and crisp, a little crispy and chewy with the cheese. So you guys are going to love it. All right, so we're going in with some cheese. I am using cheddar and Jack cheese. You could use only cheddar, or you could use mozzarella. Just choose a cheese that you like. Cheddar is good for this because it just, adds that little punch of flavor in there. So stir that in and we're almost done, guys. Almost done. We're gonna go in with some more seasoning, and if you don't mind tasting it a little bit right now, you can taste it before you add the raw eggs, and then you can add more pepper and salt and anything that you need. All right. What we're going to do now is add the beaten eggs. These eggs are at room temperature. I advise you to use room temperature eggs instead of eggs straight from the fridge, because the mixture is very hot. If you add the cold eggs, they might just curdle or scramble on you, right? So I'm using room temperature eggs, and you want to mix that in thoroughly. The eggs are what binds everything together. It really helps everything to stay together. Some people actually put flour in corn pie, but I didn't put any flour because I didn't think it was necessary. So mix in the eggs, and then we're almost there. We're getting there. So in the end, you want your mixture to be nice and rich and creamy looking. Look at all the beautiful colors. That's what I'm talking about. You don't want this mixture to be too runny, but you don't want it to be too dry. And look at that. It's beautiful. Scrape that into your greased baking dish, or even if it's a cake tin, whatever, a glass dish, whatever you're using, just grease that. Pour this in and then smooth over the top, and then we're going to be adding some cheese on top. Now, some people don't want their corn pie to be very cheesy, so feel free to use less cheese or, very little cheese. But I find that it just adds something because the top is chewy and crispy, and then the inside is nice and tender and moist. So this goes into that oven, and then we are going to be getting this beautiful finish. Look at that. Nice. It's really nice. It smells good and it's flavorful. I think you guys are going to like it. If you've never had it, give it a try. The cheese has melted nicely, and then I allow it to cool, because if you cut it too soon, it's going to fall apart. It's very tender on the inside, okay? So let it cool a little bit, and then you can slice it, or if you want to scoop it, you can scoop it out with a spoon, okay? I'll cut it and show you guys the texture on the inside. So guys, this is an amazing side dish to have. Really great for a potluck, good for family dinners. But I actually enjoy it on its own, because it's so flavorful. But aside from that, really great side dish. When you build in your plate at Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, and you just put that little piece of cornbread or mac and cheese, this is kind of that nice little side dish you want on your plate. Look at that. It is absolutely moist and tender inside, guys. Really nice. So the top is a little crunchy and crispy from the cheese, and then inside you have the texture from the corn and the veggies, and then that nice smooth cornmeal. It is so delicious, guys. I'll give you some more shots so you can see the what the texture is like. You know what this reminds me of, guys? It reminds me of a Jamaican cornmeal pudding merged with a down south American cornbread. It is slightly sweet because of the sweet corn, but then it's nice and savory because of the seasonings and the vegetable and the cheddar cheese. It is really delicious, really great. Let me know in the comment section if you've had it before and if you're willing to try. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.